Hi, we're going to talk about Eight of Cups. The card somewhat speaks for itself. It's a man abandoning cups that are right there behind him, 8 cups, and heading off to a mountain, right? So it's kind of like deserting the cups that are right there. Some readings with this card, it might mean just simply what it looks like, that you're confused, uncertain, and escaping reality or abandoning something that's right there and plentiful as well. And this confusion makes you abandon plans or decline in maybe something because you think something might be losing its charge or its significance. You're recognizing there's something there that you just want to withdraw from, you feel disappointed from, or you're not willing to accept maybe some slight change with it. So if you're disappointed, abandoning, withdrawing, escaping, you're kind of aimlessly drifting. You might be heading to something harder if you think about it, like synchronicities. In life there might be a situation you're meant to sync up to, whether that's a relationship, a business partnership, whatever venture you're meant to go towards. The synchronicities, you might see how, oh, this might be challenging to do the things that really bring me joy, and you've already collected these things because it's a part of you. You know how to make or create or whatever it is that you got a gift in or a thing in, and then you're like, whoa, this is gonna be hard. I'm gonna go this way up a mountain, just like the car. The guy's just like, let me take a harder way. Right? He's not even going around the mountain. He's going straight for the mountain. So you might be abandoning something that has value, right? You might be taking on an impossible situation because you think you're seeking out this new realm. Might have more success than what you think you're limited with in your current things you've created, right? Or have kind of maybe lost in, your dreams got lost, or facing reality in dreams could be having a challenge. Or maybe one's dreams as it got closer looked different up close. So you don't know if you want to just let that go. So those are these emotional changes. Ada has a transformation, change, regenerating as a number, and this is a water suit element. So there's a negative aspect of the challenges of the indecisions or abandonments that's possible when this is up. Like I said, the way that the card looks itself, you could tell that this is abandoning and taking maybe something harder. Is it worth that? Or will things decline if you move on? Or will it lose charge in general significantly by taking a harder, more impossible route and abandoning what you have right there? On the reverse, you might be finding oneself making difficult personal choices, but leveraging practically because you're taking a practical, more thoughtful road to not abandon what you have or escape it. You sacrifice that. Maybe your ideals are a certain way and you don't want to sacrifice your ideals. So you're trying to work with what you could sacrifice. If you're like, all of a sudden your dreams look different up close, and then you're like, well, no, it's still important not to walk away from this. If you're being more logical, more practical, with not abandoning. You're facing reality, but not abandoning when things might start to get hard ahead of you. The man dejecting that, right? Letting go, deserting. If it's flipped, there might be enterprises that you're getting into that are undertaking that could have had a previous concern that it might have been thought as a block. Well, maybe now there might be something giving it joy again. You see that it's not blocked, so you don't have to be timid, like with it upright. This is like kind of honoring modesty or finding like great joy, happiness in knowing what you have, feasting with what you have because you know what you have versus being uncertain. You're taking, like I said, the practical steps to change like your hand. You have a hand of cards and some of them are good but you have to keep kind of changing it so your life may shift the way you want. Circumstances could be challenging, but you're preparing to meet it more, with what's incoming. Maybe the obstacles aren't as bad as they appear once you kind of try to work through it. So on the reverse, one is determined to kind of take that self, they wish they could take themselves out of the bad situation, but they're facing it so they could kind of gear towards, all right, the life we really want for myself, but practically. So it's kind of working with both material world and emotional world, balancing that, right, to face whatever it is that you need, so you don't let go of the wrong thing, move on from the wrong thing. A little bit more facing reality rather than escapism on the reverse. In conclusion, are you limiting your success, or do you think what you have could limit your success? I want to kind of see things in modesty so that we don't create a decline when you already have something right there, abandoning the wrong plans or letting go or moving on from the wrong thing, when maybe if you put more effort it'll gain its charge again, in the right place. And that you see that you're if you want things to significantly change, maybe you recognize that what is realistic, what is impossible, especially if you're confronted with maybe just scrapping all of what I do have for seeking something new might end up, hurting rather than empowering. So being realistic really ultimately, when you get the 8 of Cups, and to have a fair warning not to abandon the wrong circumstances, situations, or endeavors ahead of you. I hope this